Tuesday. I'm pretty sure today. Today is Tuesday. I'm pretty sure today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. What am I saying? Because I went to Subaru yesterday, which means today has to be Tuesday, which means it's stream day. It's stream night. It's stream time. We're doing the streams. We're doing the stuffs. We're doing the things and the stuffs. I got an email that we're now live. I don't know why YouTube insists on emailing me, but it does for some reason. Loki, what's poppin', dude? What's going on, man? Ricky, yo, Cole! Cole, what's up? Johnny and John, nice. JP, Colorado Trucker. What up, dudes? Vincent, Joe, hey, how you been? Did it have grease packed in it yet? I haven't pulled the pump off yet. I do think it's a bad pump, though. I think the oil relief valve is stuck open in the pump, so I don't think it's allowing it to build pressure, or there is something dramatically different between the EJ25 seals and the EG33 seals. So the pump's going to get pulled off once the seals come in, because it's just... I was working on the BRZ today, taking a break from the STI. It was pissing me off. Cody, yo, what's up? Cody kicking it, chilling, thing. Yo, Paul, good evening, Tanner. Give the likes, peeps. That's what I'm saying, Paul. Paul, your engine got shipped out today, man. Dropped it off at UPS, should be headed your way. Guessing probably like 2 or 3 days it should be down there. Shoot me some pictures once you get it. Let me know it made it down there safe. Good nugs, yo, Mick boy. Yo, what up, dude? Justin, Johnny, bad oil pump, sad face. Dude, for real. Two things. There's two things stopping us from that car starting, and that's the oil pump, or the oil pressure issue, and coil packs. And coil packs, we've already got a fix for the coil packs. Kyle's working on those right now, which if you guys haven't seen the V2 manifold, let me show you guys that real quick. I think I have it up on Instagram. Looks insanely. It looks insane compared to the last one. Can I pull it up? I can. Let me screen share this. The V2 manifold, because I know a lot of people were asking about if we were changing the manifold, and yes. Nope. There's better photos up here on it. Where's it at? Where it at, yo? Look at that. Look at that thing. That thing looks so much better. And it's going to be so much more functional. We have velocity stacks inside of this one now. And the, I don't know if it really shows it. Yeah, so the throttle body actually comes out from the bottom of the intake manifold now. And Kyle's working on doing all of the coil pack mounting spots on there. So very excited to get that back and get it back on the car. Oh my goodness. Chat, don't do this to me. Chat box, don't do it to me. Also, hey, Logan, appreciate the dono, dude. Yo, IEG AOS on the way. Thanks for your help, homie. Anytime, get that Grimspeed garbage off of there. Logan hit me up earlier about an issue with the Grimspeed AOS. Honestly, oh no, I broke a GoPro mount. That's what I get for fiddling with stuff. Appreciate the dono, dude. So he hit me up with an issue about the Grimspeed AOS, and it's just, don't run an AOS if you have the Grimspeed AOS and you're contemplating putting it on. You're better off just not running one. David and Telsco. Tanner, what is up, my man? David, what is up? I've been stupid busy. Got some work done on the BRZ today. I'm actually really excited for some of the BRZ stuff that's coming up. I think you guys will like a lot of the BRZ stuff that's about to be happening. The wheels for the STI get dropped off Saturday. The suspension for the BRZ gets dropped off Saturday. A lot of big things. A lot of big things are going to be happening here soon. Oh, and already, because that's all we do. Ben, what up? Xavier. Yo, Tanner, saw your oil issue. Had the same thing with my Supra when I swapped the GTE engine in. Literally killed a battery with all the cranking. LOL. I've got mine sitting on a tender out there, so as we're cranking it over, it's at least getting some charge back, and it's at least pulling a little bit of power from the electrical system in the house versus just running off of the battery. So I genuinely do think it's the oil pump at this point. Oil pickup. After the video, I didn't film any of it. Melanie and I went down to Fuse Fab last night. Kyle pressure tested the oil pickup. Everything passed. Pressure check. Everything was good with the oil pickup. As you guys saw in the video, we had the oil pickup bolted up to the engine. We had it submerged in a thing of oil to see if it was even sucking anything up. It kind of looks like it was like half quarter-ish, like maybe 15% working, which leads me to think that it's something with the oil pump, whether that's like a stuck relief valve, whether it's an oil seal that's not sealing properly and it's allowing pressure to escape. So we'll see what it is. We'll find out. I'm going to pull that oil pump off probably tomorrow or Thursday. Hey everyone, what's up? What up, JD, the JDM guy? Cole, just pre-gaming my birthday tomorrow. Happy early birthday, Cole. Don't pre-game too hard, man. Got my dead clutch fixed thanks to you. Turns out I needed a new slave cylinder. All the O-rings were fooked. I have had that happen on some cars before. Luckily, slave cylinders are easy to replace. Literally had finished watching the last video, forgot today was stream day. Same, I almost forgot today was stream day. I've been out in the garage, not filming any of it. I'm just ceramic coating the BRZ, brand new car, brand new paint. I'd like to be able to protect it as much as possible, so been ceramic coating for the past couple hours. Sad day. Indeed, Justin, sad day. But it's all right. We'll get past it. I do think it's kind of stupid that Subaru keeps discontinuing all these like basic parts that I really don't think they should discontinue, like O-rings and seals. Like, how much does it really cost to manufacture? What's up, Tanner? The Eg33 is a nightmare. Pray for better days. Honestly, I mean, compared to all the problems we've had with it in the past, like, I guess it wouldn't be a build video if it wasn't filled with problems, like Karma, the STI. The BRZ was the only one, the 13 BRZ was really the only car that didn't really give us any issues. Like, we broke a radiator, and it had to get retuned, but aside from that, like, everything else on the BRZ went so smooth. You're the man answering all of our questions. I keep hearing you talk about pre-packed oil pumps. What does that entail? So normally a pre-packed oil pump, so if you buy like an oil pump from Subaru or something along, actually we're going to go on an oil pump tangent real quick. If you get any OEM oil pumps from Subaru, disassemble them anyways. Don't take out like all the gears and everything like that, but pre-packing an oil pump, you're packing the gears with like a bearing grease or just some type of lubricant to be able to make everything, not necessarily oil. Oil's a little bit too thin. You want something a little bit thicker of a viscosity. But you'd pull off the back cover plate, pack it with grease. You'd put the cover plate back on, and here's something with like OEM Subaru pumps that's been an issue for a long time, which I suggest everybody do, is if you get a brand new OEM Subaru oil pump, take off that back cover, take all the little Phillips head screws out, use an impact driver, and put Loctite on those also, because those do have a tendency to back out over time. So pre-packing the oil pump, you're just packing the gears with grease essentially, to be able to build oil pressure a little bit easier. Just came here to say hi and bye. Good luck with the car. I still thank you for. I still think you'll be getting the Subi running before I get my damn FD. Man, I just want that thing running. I just want it running at this point. Not a chance. It's oil pump. It's got to be oil pump. There's nothing else it can be. We verified oil pickup. We verified seals on the oil pickup. We pressurized the oil pickup. The only thing it can be at this point is the oil pump or the oil pump seals. But I'm tying that in with the oil pump. Like, that's all it could be left. Can we make a show called The Never Ending Builds? Dude, if we could, Danny, the STI would be on there, and it would be the star of that show. That's what I'm trying to avoid with the Evo. Before like we jump straight into the Evo stuff, is I'm trying to just accumulate all the Evo parts, so that way we don't run into this problem again. Granted, the STI is a little bit different because a lot of the stuff that we were doing with the STI is custom. It's just the small, stupid issues that keep... Like, you run into one small issue. Actually, no, it's another good tangent point. Because I do think that this is a problem. I don't think it's a problem, but I think it's a misunderstanding or a misconception with a lot of builds or car channels on YouTube, is a lot of people don't show all of the tiny little problems. Plus, with the fact that I upload a video every other day, you guys see a lot more of what's going on with everything with the cars than me uploading once or twice a week, and just me kind of cutting and condensing all that out. Like, I wait for parts all the time, and I let you guys know I wait for parts all the time. But a lot of other builds on YouTube, some of the bigger channels, I guess I'll say, don't really cover a lot of the problems and the smaller stuff that you run into with building cars. They just kind of glance over it, or they'll just be like, hey, we had this problem, we got this part, it fixed it. They don't really go into detail with like what the problem could be, what the solutions are of that, the actual lead times of getting the parts in and everything like that. So I do think that's one thing that's a little bit misconstrued on a lot of YouTube channels. So plus with the fact that we, like I said, every other day uploads, you guys see a lot more of the like the real time, hey, I'm waiting for parts this day, they won't be in for a couple more days, so now we have to shift a little bit. So it is what it is. Yo, best friend, best first step towards stage 3, yo. Access port, intake, downpipe, injectors, 100%. Kind of looks like a Happy Meal. I like Happy Meals. The intake manifold, I'm cool with that. Are you having a Gouda day? Are we back on the cheese thing again? cheese thing. Loving it. Will send pics. So I got some Smedia merch yesterday. Oh yeah, also, speaking of which, the last of the merch comes in Monday for anyone who has an open order. So those will be closed out Monday, and those will be headed to you guys. So middle of next week is when the rest of the orders from that last merch drop should be closed out. We're gonna do another giveaway for the next merch drop. I already have an EJ25 case half set lined up, so I've already got another EJ25 ready to go. I'm gonna try to find a set of FA20 case halves. So that way we can offer both FA20 and EJ for everybody. So that way everybody can feel included on that one. And you have options. So that way it's not just like, hey, EJ only or FA only. Yo, Happy New Year. Happy late New Year, man. Haven't been here in a while. Sounds like you're close to getting the Eg33 fired up. Coil packs, oil pressure. That's it. And then we can start that thing. His gang shit, Michael. Some of the forum members said you just have to start the engine to get. That is the worst idea. Hell no, please do not do that. Ended up doing that, worked for me, thank God, LOL, but I understand why you're hesitant to do that. Here's the thing, like, yes, some people will be like, hey, yeah, just start the engine, build oil pressure that way. What if you don't build oil pressure? What if you have a bad oil pump? You're just going to damage your engine. That EG33 is a $12,000 engine that I have invested just into the long block alone. I'm not going to risk destroying a $12,000 engine building oil pressure on a first startup. Awful. Absolutely off. Not a good thing to do. Even on EJ builds, even if you're just doing an OEM rebuild, I still wouldn't advise it. Get oil pressure before you start your engines. I've been able to get oil pressure off of the starter alone on every single EJ build I have ever done. 100%. I am glad that you were able to build oil pressure. I wouldn't suggest anybody do it that way, though. My truck is my daily. Had to replace a U-joint the other day. I did it and finished literally 10 minutes before needing to leave for work. I've had those days before where you start an install on a Sunday night and then you finish it a Monday morning and then you're like, shit, I gotta go to work. Been there before, man. What's good, T? Thanks to oil pump. I can almost guarantee you it's an oil pump. What's wrong with the oil pump? I don't know 100% yet, but what I believed to be the issue with the oil pump is either the seals behind the oil pump that made up to the engine are truly different from EJ25 seals. I ordered like 10 of these EG33 ones because I foresee that they're going to be discontinued in the future. So I ordered just a bulk of them to be able to keep here. But it's either the oil relief valve is stuck open, not allowing the pump to build pressure, or those seals are either the thickness or the diameter of them is wrong, and it's allowing the pressure that the pump is building to escape back into the pump. So it's kind of like a never-ending cycle of it kind of wants to build pressure, but it's kind of just looping it back around. Yo, Tantan, the WX man. Hey, what up, Kyle? How you doing, buddy? Almost burned up my vacuum today. Back with the vacuum, the burnt vacuum stuff. Harris, what up, dude? Another thought, have you checked your oil pickup O-ring? Yes, I did. The oil pickup O-ring is good. I actually bolted the oil pickup back up to the engine with an O-ring on there, and I grabbed a set of feeler gauges to see if I could even get a feeler gauge in there. Can't even get a feeler gauge in there. So I know the oil pump is the oil pickup is 100% sealing. That's not the problem. Oh my goodness, my chat went over here, jumped. Yeah, even with my battery on a tender, I still killed it. LOL. It was the original battery used. I got the car with so the Econo power. LOL. After 2 engine rotations, you'd hear it slow down. That'll happen. That'll happen. You still have the OEM one still? I have the OEM EG33 oil pump, but we can't use the OEM EG33 oil pump because all of the wiring that I've already done for the car has been wired for an EJ25 oil pump. EG33 oil pumps use 2 crank position sensors, whereas an EJ25 one uses 1 crank position sensor. So the wiring that we have in there right now, it just wouldn't work for being able to do it that way. So we're committed to an EJ25 oil pump. An EJ25 oil pump will 100% work. I know that's a fact. It's just finding out what the problem is with our oil pump. And if it is a bad oil pump or a bad relief valve, that's easy to fix. It's not the end of the world. It's just finding out what the actual problem is. And this is what goes into troubleshooting. Like, you have to start off, all right, can we force oil through the oil system? Yes, we pre-pressurized it with a hand pump. Is the oil pickup working? Yes, the oil pump is working and it's sealing. Next on the list, oil pickup. Next on the list would be oil pump. So it's just going through the steps of troubleshooting and figuring out where the actual issue is. And always start with the easiest thing and work to the hardest. Yeah. Hey Tanner, I have coil pack issues. I think it's because when I am going into boost, I get a lot of hesitation, and sometimes I get a detonation in cylinder 2. Is it worth the money to get a delicious tuning coil packs? Just get OEM. Just get new OEM ones. OEM ones are fantastic coil packs for 95% of Subaru builds out there. Just get OEM ones. I would replace all 4 of them if you're doing it. They're not crazy expensive. I want to say they're like $70 each or something like that. Just replace them all. Y'all hear the homie Matt in the background? Matt's at work. I don't hear Matt. Matt is at work. Yo, what kind of cheese you like? Blue cheese, 100%. My 207 is finally split open. All that knocking was a spun bearing. That'll happen. That'll happen. 100%. Yeah, the oil pump. I think it's the oil pump on that one. I agree with you. What does the back of the dad hat look like? Like the buckle and whatnot. It looks pretty much like this. It's just like this one. This just has a Brixton logo on it because this is my garage hat that I really don't care to get stupid dirty out there rolling around on the ground in oil and whatnot. But it's just a snapback like this. Exact same. I think I have it in the bedroom right now. I have mine in the bedroom right now. Awesome. Awesome snapbacks, though. I wear them out. Are you having a good day? Thanks for answering my questions, man. Keep up being an awesome human. Hey, appreciate it, Eric. By the way, do you know where I could order a good high flow cat I could weld in to pass emissions in Colorado? Check out Vibrant. I know Vibrant has a lot of good ones. Or Jesse, I think it's GSEI cats. You can buy those cats alone and then just send it and do it that way. I see pre-08 oil pumps are 10 millimeter. Then there's 11 millimeter and 12 millimeter on newer cars. Are these interchangeable? What? Yeah, so I mean, the oil pump design itself is interchangeable between all cars. You don't need a 12 millimeter oil pump for most builds that you guys are doing out there, and 11 millimeter is totally going to be fine. The only reason I'm using a 12 millimeter, I'm using a modified 12 millimeter, mainly because we're going to be shooting for a lot of power. We're going to be revving the car pretty high, and having an oil pump that can keep up pressure while in the top of the RPM band is going to be pretty. It's going to be pretty important to keep consistent oil pressure, so that way we're not running into oil pressure drops. But for the most part, they're all interchangeable. You can put them on any EJ or EG. They're the exact same design. It's just you don't need a 12 millimeter. 11 millimeter is honestly pretty perfect for what most people do. Where's the best place to find used parts? Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp is where I get all of mine. You can't go wrong with either of those. Will my thick boy shirt order be closed out too? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All of them. I've got this stack right here, which will all be going out on Tuesday. I think Tuesday is when tracking said that they'd be back to me. Are the common noises with Verus clutch forks? My car makes a small... Honestly, I don't know. I had a Verus clutch fork that I tried to put in a BRZ once, and it was... I don't know if the casting was wrong, if the manufacturing process, something went wrong. Mine was too thick, and it wouldn't allow the release bearing to actually do its job. So I've never actually been able to use a Verus clutch fork, so I cannot be too much help there. Devin uploads more than you, but you go into more technical details. I mean, if I was just doing like straight up vlog stuff, then by all means, yeah, I could do all the vlog things. But I stick with the every other day stuff. What it do? Keep it at Redline. What's hood? Hello, Chris. Word, just send it. Yo, Tanner, what plan did you come up with? What plan? What are we planning for? Plan. Pete, what plan? What plan? Hey, what if I send you my engine so you can build it? I mean, we have engine build stuff on the website. If you want me to build you an engine, I have it on the website. Just note in there that you're gonna send me a core, and send me your core, and I'll build it for you. I absolutely love the content, man. Can you please wear the straw hat hanging on your wall in an upcoming video? I wear that one in the summertime. That's the summertime hat. I've worn that in videos. I just wear it in the summertime when it's like hot as hell outside. Would you ever do an FA build? Maybe with Bader. Yeah, the FA24 and the BRZ. We will build that one. As for an FA20, as like an FA20 WRX, maybe if I get one for like stupid cheap. But like FA20 cars, they're expensive. They're expensive. I don't know if you guys think I just am made of monies to go buy all these cars. Definitely not. If we got one for like stupid cheap, I'd definitely snag one to bring it aboard. But we have the FA24 that we're going to be building. Also, Nick, appreciate the dono, dude. Hey, I think that RCM oil pump has a rear seal problem. I've seen that before. The Phillips screw back out, so the wow, dude, you're going to get me on this word. I can't even pronounce that, is useless. Like I said, we're going to pull it off. We're going to see what's up with it. I may just order an IAG oil pump or an OEM 12mm oil pump just to get it sorted, so that way we have it here, and scrap that RCM oil pump. I don't know if it's the RCM oil pump that's the issue. If I don't have to spend the money on another oil pump, I'd like to avoid that, so I think I'll at least wait until I get that oil pump off, which I'll be pulling it off tomorrow. Not looking forward to pulling timing back off the car. I mean, it's an easy motor to time. It's just like a single overhead cam. It only has one cam sprocket on each side versus having two on each side. I just didn't want to do it. Just had a shop here in the Pacific Northwest quote me $280 to do a smoke test. LOL, shops are out of control with these hours. That's insane for a smoke test. $280. That's wild. It literally takes 30 minutes to do a smoke test. Intake comes off, put the little adapter on there, turn on the smoke machine, you find it. $280 is wild. Hello, Blue Jet. I would never run it before getting oil pressure. That's crazy talk. Exactly. I don't know. That's just not a bad idea. There's not a good idea to run it without oil pressure verified. Went to trade in for an STI. My WRX is great, but the STI is irresistible. Looking for a 19 plus with an RA block. Send it. Send it. I think they're getting hard to find now. I think so. Not 100% sure on that one. Leaking pressure pass, so it can't build. Yes, David. Yes, Senor David. That is what I'm thinking. Yeah, bro, I got a 2013 Subaru WRX. Should I get out? Why would you get out of it? No, dude, keep it. Keep it. That's a good year to have. Build it. Send it to the moon. Make some power. Do it. Do you need to switch from the street to competition AOS for going to 800 horsepower? I mean, honestly, I don't like the Street Series AOS anymore. I used to recommend them up until I swapped over to a comp series, and I've always seen that my cars like the comp series better than the Street Series. So I'd say like 400 horse, 350, 400, any power level, like it'll benefit from a comp series. But if you do want to run a street series or you want to switch to a comp series at a certain power interval, typically 500 horsepower plus is when I would like suggest you go to a comp series over a street series. Also, Raven Child, appreciate the dono, dude. Stop it. How do I enter the giveaway for the EJ? I can't tell if it's a joke or not right now. I'm pretty sure he's just joking. I was getting teased about it on Instagram for a little bit. Fox, yo, how you liking the new truck, Fox? I feel on the oil pressure thing, Tanner, was stupid nervous to do that too, but 4 members said that the GTE can't get enough to prime on starter only, from what I read, hence the start for prime. That's scary. That's a scary thing. That's assuming that everything went like super smooth. Wait, the 6-cylinder STI only has 2 cams, not 4 like an EJ? Nope, it's got 4 cams. The Eg33 has 4 camshafts, but it has an internal cam gear that locks... Let me see if I can pull up a photo of this. It has an internal cam gear that locks the intake and the exhaust valve together, and then it has one external cam gear. Eg33 heads. Can I even like find a picture of this? Here we go. It's just not a good... Here we go. Here's a good photo of it. So, on the EG33, I know it's, like, not the best photo. EG33 stuff is, like, super old to look at, but this is a pretty good one. So, if you look over here, these are the internal cam gears that mesh up. So, you only have one cam gear that actually pokes out, and it's the exhaust cam that actually, like, sticks out the other side of it, and that's where the cam gear goes. And then it's internally driven on these 2 cam gears here. So it's not like a traditional setup where you have a timing belt that goes over 2 external cam gears. It's only the one. So if I could, can I find it? So yeah, right here as you can see, so the intake cams have plugs that go in them. And then the exhaust cams are the ones that actually have the cam sprockets that sit on the outside of them. And that's how EGs work. So I mean, it's all internally done for the intake and the exhaust. You can't really see it too well on this photo. Also, Plumber, appreciate the dono, my friend. I can't see the message quite yet. Give me 1 second, I'll take a peek at it. There's like a spline gear here that compresses together. So you put a service screw in there when you go to disassemble the heads, and the service screw keeps the gears compressed together. So that way when you go to install them or like uninstall them, you either put the screw in or you take the screw out, and that's what keeps the compression on the gears. Kind of cool. Kind of different. It's different. Kind of cool though. Plumber! Oh, dude, Plumber. Perry the Peach, man. I appreciate the dono, dude. Oh, that's so cool. I like that for the timing kind of. It definitely makes life a little bit easier for timing because you only have to worry about getting the timing belt over 2 gears versus 4 gears. It's all just internally done. Makes life a lot easier. Why are 10-year-old wheel hubs so hard to remove? Fox heat. Lots of heat and lots of PB blaster, man. And lots of smacking with a hammer. Yo, is it worth it to swap my charcoal canister or just delete it on my 05WX? It really depends on where you're at for emissions. Some places may check it for like emissions related things. If you're in a state like us where we don't really have emissions, I'd say delete it. Get rid of it. I'll be back when I'm done with my E85 data logging run. Good luck, Jim. Have fun data logging, my man. Noob question. Is it possible that the oil pump just isn't getting power? No, so the way that the oil pump works is, let me pull up a picture here. Just to be able to show you a little bit better. Eg33 engine. Can I find in it, like, yeah, this photo will work. This one will work. So the way that the oil pump works is right here. Well, this is not showing my mouse. Now it's showing my mouse. Where did this just take me? ASF Machines website. That's cool. So right here, on the front of the engine where you see the crankshaft snout sticking out, there's that, what is this? Engine builder would like to send you relevant content. No, don't allow. Don't do that. Right here on the front of the engine where the snout comes out from the crankshaft, this is where your oil pump sits. And the oil pump is a mechanically driven pump. So there are two splines on the crankshaft that are flat. And those two flat pieces slide into the, well, the oil pump slides over those and they kind of line up. So as the crankshaft spins, it spins the oil pump, and that's what drives the oil pump. So it's nothing electrically driven like that where it wouldn't be getting power. As long as the crankshaft is spinning, the oil pump is spinning. So like if you look down here underneath on the bottom right, that's really where the oil pressure relief valve sits. And if the pressure relief valve is stuck open, the pump will build pressure and it'll just push it out of that oil relief valve, and it won't actually prime the engine. So if that valve is stuck open, it's just going to be in like a big loop of trying to build pressure and just pushing oil back into the system. So the more you know. The more you know. We're doing the stuffs. Also, luckily my GTE is stock bottom end, but still good luck figuring out the oil issues. Bro, super excited to hear this thing run. Same, dude. Thank you. Just dropped in to say what's up. Time for my old arse to pass out. Good night, Joshua, dude. Call ASF Machine to shop and ask him what size O-ring you need for the oil pump. Well, that's not a discontinued part, so I have those O-rings coming for the oil pump. There were 1,000 of them in the country. I bought like 10 of them, so I bought like, what, 0.1% of them or something like that, just to keep here in stock. That'll get me through 4 rebuilds on that engine if I ever need them, and I'll probably snag more of them in the future. So that O-ring isn't discontinued yet. How's the Evo? It's good. It's sitting at the shop. More parts accumulating for it slowly, so that way we can just do all the Evo stuff all at once. Lorenzo, sup Tanner, I competed in a tournament in San Diego for arm wrestling this weekend and got my ass kicked. Sorry to let the Subi family do. Dude, it's all good, man. You did a lot better than I would have done. Trust me. Kind of worried about my build, but the guys that tuned it said don't worry. Why are you worried about it, Chris? Do oil pumps kind of rattle if they aren't shimmed right? Well, 90% of the time you don't need to shim an oil pump unless you're shooting for higher pressure or trying to change or achieve a certain pressure in your oil pump. Why would they have shimmed your oil pump, though? That's what I'm kind of curious about. This may be a stupid question. There's no such thing. Well, there is such thing as a stupid question, but I guarantee you this one's not. Well, I haven't even read it yet. We'll say, I'll guarantee it's probably not a stupid question. Is the competition AOS not smog legal? It is not smog legal because it vents to the atmosphere versus venting into the intake. So it's an open system versus a closed system. So no, I don't believe that it is smog legal, unfortunately. Wheel hubs suck. I found the wheel hub buster works good. Wheel hubs do suck. My V6 is getting cylinders 2 and 3 oily. Spark plugs not on the electrode, but on the threads, and it also misfires very slightly at idle. Any ideas? Probably valve cover gasket would be my first guess. If your valve cover gasket's leaking oil, it's going to leak down into the spark plug holes, and it's going to get the threads of your spark plugs wet. So I would start there and check your valve cover gaskets. Hey, what's the best sway bars? What do you recommend for an 03WX? Leave the stock front sway bar there. Just do a rear sway bar. Do like a 24mm white line. I don't think it's... Oh my goodness, my chat just jumped. Hold up. I don't think it's an oil pump. Having a brand new oil pump failure has to be very rare. It's actually not as rare as you think. Have you considered the possible oil pump pulley failure, or is it just an air-bound pump? There's no... So, like we talked about earlier, it's not a pulley that drives the oil pump. It's a mechanical gear from the crankshaft snout that the oil pump slides over, and it's keyed so that way it can only go on one way. Like I said, it's got to be like the pressure relief valve on the oil pump, or a bad O-ring behind the oil pump to the block. It has to be one of those two things. We verified the oil pickup's good. We have verified the pan. I mean, the pan wouldn't be the problem, but we verified the oil pickup's good, so the next logical thing would be the oil pump. Preston, also appreciate the dono, dude. Outback XT throwing CamBank A1 code. Both cam and crank sensors replaced and harness inspected. What do you think? Normally, whenever we get a like a cam code like that, there's a couple things I look at. I'm guessing you said CamBank code, both cam and crank sensors replaced. I then go to the AVCS system, because the AVCS system can also throw off cam sensors or cam codes like that. Start with the AVCS, pull out the banjo bolts that are, and you may see different attributed codes with this also. Pull out the banjo bolts, check the filter screens, make sure that the AVCS gears are able to get a sufficient amount of oil, those little screens in there. If there are screens in there, take them out, throw them away, because those can clog up over the time and kind of starve oil to them, which can cause issues with timing a little bit, just because they're AVCS driven. So I would start there, start with the AVCS system, and go from there at that point. Also, Junior, here's a cookie, good sir. Hey, appreciate it, man. I like cookies. I like cookies, yes I do. I like cookies, yes I do. You should come to Wicked Big Meat this year. Isn't that on the East Coast? Isn't that like super far on the East Coast? That's far, isn't it? It would be fun. If I did go out there, I'd take the BRZ, because I'm not driving the STI that far, or towing the STI that far. That thing would be a nightmare. I would drive the BRZ out there. That'd be fun. I'd be down for that. I would definitely be down for that. Where did I just go? You're also not getting oil up in the motor where the skirts are to lube the cylinder. Not right now, we're not. Like I said, if you guys watched the last video, you guys saw that I pre-primed the system with my my hand pump. So oil did fill the entire engine. So everything's lubricated properly right now. But it's just trying to get oil pressure built, man. I've never had this much of an issue building oil pressure. It's probably a bad pump at this point. Something with the pump is up. It may not be the pump itself. Could be the relief valve, but something is up with that thing. Yo, on my girlfriend's account, but my FA20 has intake turbo back, EBCS, catch cans thinking of going front mount intercooler, CP. What is CP? Catless something, I don't know. CP, EGR, TGV deletes for final mods. What are your thoughts? Love it all. Just don't know what CP is. That's the only thing. What is CP? I don't know if I'm having a brain fart right now or something, but I don't know. I'm a little late, but I just finished soft modding 2 PS2s. Interesting. What are you doing to the PS2s? What's up, Tanner? Quick question. Is it worth walnut blasting the FA20 valves? 100% yes. 100% yes on that one. I've heard people say yes. Yes, 100%. You need to walnut blast your FA20's intake valves, or go to Subaru and do the slow induction service. FA20s are direct injection only. Let me be more specific on that one. FA20 DITs are direct injection only. You have no port injection, so you have no way of cleaning the backside of the valve. And because of it's the same way with like Volkswagen, any direct injection car, Volkswagens, all that stuff. Anything that's direct injected alone is going to have carbon buildup on the backside of the valves. 100% either walnut blast them or Subaru slow induction service. I just had a brain fart right there. I don't know why I just had a brain fart. We chatted about the pressure cylinder or pressure canister oil setup. Yes, that one. Didn't run, or I didn't use the Jegs one or whatever, like the air compressed one. I have I showed it in the other video. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. If you guys haven't seen the other video or the updated video, I do advise you guys go check that one out after this stream, because there's some good stuff in there. Where is it? Right there. Pause. Screen share. So this is what I used to pre-prime the system. And it did work. Let me turn the volume on this all the way down so that way I'm not talking over myself. This is what I used to pre-pressurize the system. So right... Oh my goodness. Come on, man. Come on, Tinder. So this is a power bleeder for bleeding brakes, but it also works to bleed your engine for engine oil. So using this, I was able to fill up the canister with brake-in oil, attach it to the front oil galley, and then as you can see... Where's my mouse? My mouse is showing up. It goes in through right here. This is the oil feed line back here for the turbo off of the back of the head. So it is coming out of there. So we are pre-priming the engine with oil. So any air pockets in there are gone at this point. Well, probably not anymore because I was turning the engine over last night with Melanie, holding that one thing under there on the oil pickup. So it works. It's a cheap way of doing it if you already have the tool, and then you don't got to spend another $200 on a pressurized setup. But this did work surprisingly well. Also, Alpha WX, appreciate the dono, dude. Know of any way to unmarry an access port without the car? It's tuned. Nope. You got to send it to Cobb, unfortunately. And I think Cobb charges, what, $500 to unmarry him now? If you have access to be able to go drive to the car and just unmarry the access port, by all means do so. But unfortunately not. Yeah, stoked for an FA24 build. Do you think people are gonna bore stroke them? Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. I don't think so. I don't think they'll stroke. I mean, I'm sure they'll make a stroker kit, but I'm sure it'll be like wildly expensive. So I don't think it's going to be like crazy affordable for people to be able to do that. So I don't think we'll see them that often. Gotcha. What are 3 financial tips you'd give to younger self besides getting into cars? I don't know. I have no idea. Put money. I don't know. I'm terrible at finances. Don't ask me that one. New to the channel, so sorry if you've explained this, but is there any reason you went with an EG over an EZ-H6? Yes, there are a lot of reasons. Subi Performance has a really good video breaking down the Eg33 versus the EZ series engines. EZ36 isn't necessarily a good engine for high power. It's got really thin cylinder walls. If you close deck it, yeah, you can totally go that route if you want to. The EZ30 is a great engine for moderate power. However, for me, the EG33 is the powerhouse. If you look at every high horsepower 6-cylinder Subaru, what engine do they have? They have the Eg33. Kevin down in Queensland, Andy Forrest, ASF Machine. All of the big power 6-cylinders are all EGs. They're just powerhouses. I've seen people bore and stroke them to the 3.6 liters. They have a lot of interchangeability between parts between EJs and EGs. They're pretty interchangeably. Plus, another way you can think about it is the EZ is to the FA as the EG is to the EJ. The EZ has an internally built oil pump into the front case, and all the oil goes in there, and it's got a timing chain versus a belt. So the EG is just a lot more in line with EJs are, and they're just the ones that people use for power numbers. You just don't see a ton of high horsepower EZs out there. If you're not going the route of closed decking and you're just leaving it a semi-open or an open deck, the EZs have a lot thinner cylinder walls than the EGs do. So at the time, I wasn't planning on going as crazy as I was for power numbers on the 6-cylinder, but the big reason for that was also I wanted something with a little bit stronger cylinder walls, and the Eg33 just had thicker cylinder walls than the EZ did. Yo! I'm data logging right now for my E85. Nice, Jim. Get those data logs. Wait, the 6-cylinder STI only has... Oh, yeah, we talked about that. It's got 4 cams, yep, and 2 internally driven cam gears. 2 internally driven cam gears. 19 plus STIs have become highly wanted due to the RA block. Hard finding one less... Yeah, that's true. That's true. Hate to tell you, but you forgot to put in the firewall gasket. What are you talking about, firewall gasket? Kyle, appreciate the dono, dude. Risk and reward going to lightweight pulley on FA. Don't do it. Fluid damper all the way. Come on. I never suggest lightweight pulleys. Never get a fluid damper. 100% on that one. I currently have a BD chassis Legacy, and I'm thinking of either putting a GC bumper on it. I've seen somebody do a Hawkeye bumper on one of those, actually. Or doing a crazy custom BD front bumper. Do the crazy custom one. Let's do a crazy custom one. Did IAG discontinue the comp series? Last I looked. So here's the thing with IAG. They discontinued the competition series AOS for purchase, but you can buy a street series and then still buy the street to comp conversion. I don't know if it's IAG just trying to make more money doing it that way, or if it's like genuinely discontinued and you got to do it that way, but that's how it works. You're low on blinker fluid as well. I'm sorry, man. We don't run blinker fluid anymore. We are now BMWs. We don't use blinker fluid. My wife got me a Cusco roll cage, but I don't know if I should drill holes in the 04 STI because it's under 50. Don't bolt in a roll cage. Weld it in. Weld it in. 100% welded in over bolted in. It's going to be safer in the long run. If you are going to go the route of, I'd say send it and install the Cusco roll cage. That's going to sound worse. Cut holes in the floor, get the cage in there, raise the cage up, get everything nice and level where it needs to be, and then weld it in. That would be my suggestion if you're doing a cage, if you want to go that route. Bolt-in cages, like, they're convenient, but they're not the safest. I would definitely go with welding. Cameron Chand! Oh, wow! Oh, that's so cool. I kind of dig it for the timing. See, that's what I'm saying. It makes life easy for the timing on that one. Truck already has problems. What do you mean it already has problems? You just got it. It's brand new. Pretty sure the rear diff is defective. Service appointment next Monday. Oh, I'm sorry to hear, dude. Hopefully they get you like sorted and taken care of on that one. In case you're wondering, I believe the discontinued oil pickup O-ring is 2.5 millimeter thick with a 21 millimeter or 22 millimeter ID. I am going to write that down, good sir. 2.5 millimeter thick, 21, 22. I'm gonna get one of these ordered just in case. I'm gonna trust you on that one, and I'm gonna get one ordered. Custom O-rings are pretty cheap. I'll be back when I'm done data logging 100%. Just got my coil, radiator, IEG, AOS, and cylinder 4 cooling mod installed on my 19 STI this week. Took all day, LOL. I'm thinking going straight to stage 3 next. Do it. Just do it. Straight to stage 3, man. There's nothing stopping you. I'm not stopping you. Do it. Have I taken off the oil pump yet? Not yet. I'm waiting for those new oil pump seals to come into Subaru. They told me they should be there tomorrow, which means the oil pump will probably be coming off tomorrow. Any advice for changing coils and plugs on an 04 WRX? Nope. Just pretty straightforward. Unplug the coil pack, unbolt the coil pack, flip it around 180 degrees, take it out, take the spark plugs out, replace it all. Yo, man. Jordan, yo. What up, man? Welcome to the Sticky Oil Pump Club. Sticky Oil Pump Club. Is that a thing now? Are we Sticky Oil Pump Club people? I'm about it. You talked me into it. Do oil pumps kind of rattle if they... Oh, yeah, we talked about that one. 17 STI, where the best... I mean, you can get an RA short block. I disagree saying 17 STI is the best. I think 17 STI is honestly the worst year out of the V8 chassis. And I have a 17 STI. Mine is a 17 STI. After going through there and changing every single wiring harness in that car, finding out the 2017 is strictly... It's on its own wiring harness setup. It's like the... No, it's not the best. It's definitely different, and it's definitely unique, but it's not the best. Not the best. Kind of worried about my build. Oh, yeah, we talked about that one. This may be a stupid question. We talked about that one. What did I miss? The oil pump fixed? It's not fixed yet. Unfortunately not. Yeah, but the price for a 17 with the wheels and the better front bumper makes it worth it. I don't know. Saying it's a better front bumper is kind of subjective. Is the... Fluel flump. Is the Fluel flump. I mean, you want to be a Mustang? Are we Mustang boys now? Mustang boy. No, they're Hellcat boys now. They're going after the domestic community right now. They can definitely leave the Subaru community alone. Hey Tanner, so new pump or relief valve? We're gonna find out tomorrow. Have you tried turning on and back off? Yes, I did try that one. And then again, I sold my OEM wheels and bought Wed Sport wheels. So I'm just probably just Wed Sports are nice. Those are nice wheels. Matt runs Wed Sports. Man, I'm worried about your bearings. That's a lot. All right, you guys. So there's no load on an engine just turning over with no spark plugs in it. There's no load that actually goes on it. The bearings are fine. They're PMAX coated main bearings. I'm not stressing them at all. They were lubricated with assembly lube. They were lubricated when I pushed oil through there. They're gonna be fine. Like there's no load that goes on an engine to do any damage when you're just cranking it over trying to build oil pressure. If you consistently crank and things run dry, then yeah, that's going to be an issue. But as long as you keep everything lubricated, there's nothing to sweat. It puts absolutely no load on anything. Stock EJ205 versus Eg33. I should be done with the swap this week. I sent you a pic on Insta last week. I will have to check it out. I've been so backed up on Instagram. I try to get through so many of them, but I just so backed up. Okay, let me slide chat box down right there. Brand new to an STI. Well, congrats to the STI Burrito Daddy. Also love the name. I'm still learning the clutch bite point. Do you guys have any tips to get the shifts smoother? Just take your time, feel it out. The STI transmission is a little bit notchy anyways. With the bite point, I've noticed it's different in every STI that I've driven. Some of them are super high up, some of them are right in the bottom, and if your clutch is starting to die, it's probably all the way at the bottom. But like I'd say 7 out of 10 times, it's probably up near the top. You can totally adjust where it grabs also. If you go up, you can adjust the clutch off the slave cylinder on the inside underneath the footwell. It's 210 millimeter nuts. You can totally adjust where it sits if you want to. Thoughts and opinion on Cosmos racing wheels. I absolutely hate Cosmos only because I had a bad experience with Cosmos. Their wheels look kind of cool, but I'll never buy another set of Cosmos. When they first... It was like 2 years after they came out, they started selling their wheels. I bought a set, and they shipped 2 of them. This is when I was in the Army, so I was living down in Louisiana at the time. They shipped 2 of them to me in Louisiana, and then they shipped the other 2 to my billing address up here in Washington. So 2 to my shipping address, 2 to my billing address. I was absolutely pissed. Cosmos wouldn't cover the shipping to actually ship the other 2 back down to me in Louisiana. So I just had a bad experience with Cosmos. I'm not a huge fan of them. I don't think you saw my first message, but yeah, welcome to... Jordan, we talked about that one, the Sticky Oil Pump Club, man. We talked about it. I already tried valve cover gaskets to no success. One of my friends told me to play with the timing points to try and solve the misfire. Well, if your plugs are wet with oil, there's only one spot that oil can get onto the plug, and it's not coming in from the cylinder. It's either leaking out of the head, or that leak in the valve cover still got to be there. Like... If it's oil actually getting on the threads of the plug, it can't come up from the combustion chamber and then go up to the seals. That oil is probably going to be burnt off. Timing may solve a misfire, but the oil on the plugs, it's got to be head or valve cover related, my dude. AOS or cylinder 4 cooling mod first. AOS 100%. 18 STI, any good non-droning exhaust options? Depends on your budget and the style that you want. Q300 is a pretty good one. R400 is another pretty good one. I don't think the R400 is pretty overly drony. Good exhaust though. Really comes down to what your budget is, what style you want. NVIDIA, ETS, nameless. There's a ton of options out there. Yo, Tanner, thoughts on... we talked about that on walnut blasting valves. You're also not getting oil up into the motor where the skirts are to be lubricated on the cylinder. It's fine. I'm not stressing it. If I was stressing it, I wouldn't keep turning it over. I ain't stressing it, though. Preston, did you... Honestly, if I really wanted to, I could squirt some oil through the spark plug holes just to get on the cylinder walls. I really don't care to. It's not going to be that big of an issue. Preston, did you do any oil? Okay, we talked about that one. Are the seals good on the oil pump? Mate, love from the UK. That's what we're going to find out tomorrow when the new seals come in. Tanner, hey, hello. Oh my god, I need to order a new front main seal. No, I don't. I think I can pop that one out. It's the same as an EJ, so I may have one around there. I actually think I have one in the garage. It's the same as an EJ. It should be the same. It's not the same as... I need a new front main seal. I need to order that. Fuck. Totally forgot about that one. Thank you for... I don't know why that made me remember it, but order front main seal. Or oil pump seal, whatever you want to call it. Oil pump comes off, got to replace that seal. There's no point in me putting a used seal back on there. Hey, I bought a French fry cup holder. Don't judge me. No judgment. You got to dip your fries, man. Got to dip your fries. Tanner, hey, hi. So what is the reward and risk to upgrading to a Perrin Grimspeed lightweight pulley on an FA20? There is no reward. The risk... In my eyes, there's no reward. The risk, however, I guess if you want to look at one positive, you have less rotational mass, but there's more downsides. Because you don't have anything to dampen the engine vibrations, those engine vibrations have to go somewhere, and normally your stock harmonic balancer will absorb a lot of those vibrations. By removing the harmonic balancer completely and just tossing on a lightweight crank pulley that has no way to be able to absorb vibration, that vibration has to go somewhere. So it goes into the crankshaft, and then it goes down the crankshaft, and it goes into your bearings. I have never been a fan of lightweight crank pulleys like that. No. Fluid damper or stock. Or if you want to, I don't remember the ATI super damper. I don't like ATI. They're great. You just have to buy all these custom tools to make them work. Personally, not a big fan of those. But I love the fog lights, especially when you throw some good LEDs in there, 100%. Wicked Big Me is up in Connecticut, about an hour from me. It's held in the old Circle Racing track. That sounds far. That sounds like a mob. That'd be kind of cool, though, drive the BRZ across country. I I saw a fun BRZ one over here. Does the BRZ feel as fast as the STI stock? I've seen some disturbing videos. I wouldn't... If I had to... how do I put this? It feels a lot quicker. The next video you guys are going to see, I shot it today, is a BRZ one. It does feel a lot better than the last generation did. That FA24 is surprisingly a lot more peppy than I was expecting it to be. And it picks up and it goes a lot quicker. It actually holds power through the power band now too, which I'm about. I love it. So I wouldn't say it necessarily feels as fast as the stock STI, but I would say that it feels a lot faster than the last gen. Is the ACT Heavy Duty Performance Street worth getting? I don't know what clutch that is. I believe that's the ACT HDSS. But yes, if it's the ACT HDSS, yes, 100%. Everybody relax about his lubricants. He knows what he's doing. Yes, relax about my lubricants, please. We just need to find a way to get the lubricants to get pressurized to lubricate all the things. We'll figure it out, I promise. I promise. Good to see you're doing well. I appreciate it, Taylor. Restricted Zone Da Musical Hierarchy. That's an interesting name. That's a cool name. Hey, good evening. I saw your message on Instagram about my oil. Can you please advise? I will swing through Instagram probably here in about an hour, half hour or so. I got to eat dinner after this stream and then knock out a couple small things I got in the office and then go finish ceramic coating the BRZ. But I will get back to you tonight. I promise. Kind of fun watching things go wrong, though, because it's good content. Yeah, but I don't want it to go wrong. I just want it to work. Like, nothing ever goes smoothly with any of the cars that we build. There's never, I don't think we've had a single car that everything has gone incredibly smooth. It'd be nice. Also, T6, welcome to the membership program, my friend. You guys get early access on stuff. A whole bunch of good stuff in the membership program. And if you're not on the Discord, you get a whole bunch of Discord perks, too, being a member. So keep that in mind. And if you're not in the Discord, join the Discord. It's a good time. I don't even know. I just totally lost where I was. Just got remote start on my STI. I don't know it was a thing until now. It's definitely a good thing. You just got to bypass the clutch switch. It's not too bad to do. Any thoughts on getting it yourself? I personally wouldn't get it. I don't really care to have remote start. It's not a big thing for me. I don't care to. I'm fine going out to the car, sitting in it, starting it, and then walking away from it or standing by it or doing whatever I got to do. I'm totally fine doing that. Could you try sealing the oil pickup with the right stuff to get pressure? So we verified pressure on the oil pickup after that video ended, if you guys haven't seen it. I took the oil pickup and the oil pan down to Kyle. I had Kyle touch up a couple of the welds that I did on the oil return bung for the turbo. He touched those up for me. It was leaking a little bit off of my welds. I had one pinhole on there. But I'm going to say for my first time welding a bung, I'm going to give myself like an 8 out of 10. Not terrible, not great. As for the oil pickup, we pressure tested the oil pickup yesterday. It passed pressure test. So we have verified that it is not the oil pickup. We know the oil pickup is pressurized. We know it's sealing. I put a new O-ring on the oil pickup, bolted it up to the engine, tested it with a feeler gauge. Couldn't get a feeler gauge in there, which is good. It means everything's sealing up nicely on the oil pickup side of things, which leads it to being the oil pump. There's something with the oil pump that is creating an issue. So it's something in the oil pump right now. I'm hoping that Eva is a free of stress for that build. I can guarantee you that one is not going to be free of stress. I still need to figure out what I'm doing with the engine harness on the Evo. I either need a new one or I need a technical manual to repair the one that I have because it's all types of hacked up. LMAO left the chat to buy a fluid damper. I didn't have lightweight. I didn't have a lightweight. I swear, okay, maybe I did. There's nothing... I wouldn't advise it. I wouldn't advise anybody to use a lightweight pulley. Fluid damper is what I use on all my engines. I have one for the Evo. I have one for the EG. I have one for the STI with the EG. I will have one for the BRZ soon. I advise fluid dampers on every single engine that I put together in all of my personal cars. It is such an underrated reliability mod. You'll genuinely feel the engine run a little bit smoother too with that fluid damper on there, I promise. Let me know how you like it, actually. Let me know how you like it. Is it worth it to upgrade the front sway bar in STI? For like 90% of street cars, no. Just upgrade the rear sway bar. Upgrading the rear sway bar and leaving the stock sway bar will help with a lot of the understeer that the car comes with from the factory, because let's be honest, STIs come with understeer from the factory. So by upgrading the rear sway bar and leaving the stock front sway bar, you can kind of even it out a little bit more, so that way you're not getting as much understeer as you used to. You gasket... You gasket maker in the hole and clogged it and oil couldn't get through there.
Happened to me once. There's not much gasket. Or did you get gasket maker? Okay, that one makes a little more sense. No, we didn't. I don't use a ton of gasket maker. I don't lather a whole bunch of gasket maker all over everything, so I really don't think so. And you'd have to use a lot of gasket maker to cover up that hole. A lot. It's a pretty big hole. Don't use a lightweight pulley. The keyhole alignment thing wears out, causing catastrophic failures. There's another reason why not to use a lightweight pulley. CompuStar T13 is really good for manual cars. Got it on my STI. CompuStar T13. There we go. We got all sorts of good suggestions being thrown out there right now. Personally, I just don't like the ATI super damper. You need like a special tool to install it and remove it properly. Fluid damper, not so much. I didn't shim the EJ oil pump. I had to shim the pump on the LS I built in machining school, and that has parent. Oh, gotcha. Honestly, if an oil pump is making a whole bunch of weird rattling noises, that would probably raise a red flag to me. Shipping a pump shouldn't cause it to make rattling noises. That would probably raise a red flag if it were something that I was doing. How much does the OEM gasket kit? How much does the OEM gasket kit include? Still need valve cover and cam seals. Honestly, I don't like buying OEM gasket kits. There's a lot of gaskets in there that I never actually end up using. I just go onto Subaru. Honestly, go to SubaruWholesale.com. I'll show you guys this website. This is where I order all my OEM parts from. Subaru Whole. Actually, I'll just do this. Subaru Wholesale. This is where I order literally all of my OEM parts from, and they're significantly cheaper than you would get at the dealer or anything else. So we'll just do this. We'll do 2017 STI. We'll use my STI as an example. STI Limited. Go. Like, things are significantly cheaper on here. Engine and cooling. We'll say that we want... What do we want? A turbo? Do we want to get a turbo? We'll just do this. We'll go camshaft. What is this? 103.52. 103.34. We'll do that one. Camshaft right. Like, you're genuinely saving like a decent amount of money by going to this website. And I'll drop their website down below. I want to say they're out of Illinois. Like I said, this is where I literally order all of my OEM parts from, and everything is like savings. Like, even buckets. Valve buckets are cheaper. I don't know what size valve bucket this is, but everything is significantly cheaper on this website for OEM parts, and it's saved me a decent amount of money. I have no affiliation with this dealership or anything like that. Pretty sure it's just a Subaru dealership out in Illinois, but they genuinely have... I'm just going to drop that link that I had. They genuinely have everything cheaper, and it is so nice. So, I mean, if you are looking for parts, definitely suggest going there. Obviously, I'm sure I'm forgetting some too. So my 2012 WRX blew, and I'm replacing the motor with an EJ257 and D25 heads. Currently have the new motor 3/4 of the way built. It's almost a full long block. How much does the OEM gasket kit include? Okay, yeah, like I said, don't buy the OEM gasket kit. Just go buy all the gaskets that you're going to need. It's not worth it buying the gasket kit. There used to be a Subaru website like that. That was a dealer network. I forgot the name. It was like Majestic, Honda, or a few different Nissan ones out there frequent. Yes. Yeah, it's so nice getting like wholesale pricing on things. 100%. Dude, there's comments everywhere that I'm not able to get to. I installed an ACT clutch on my 06 STI, and the jerkiness chatter from a dead stop and first is really bad. I kept the stock flywheel, and it was just resurface. Did you have this on Karma? With the brand new clutch, yes. Once the clutch started to break in, it smoothed out a lot more, and it wasn't nearly as bad. Do a lot of city driving to help break it in a little bit more, and it should start to smooth out a little bit. Maybe I've talked myself into it. I do wish I had the bigger Brimbos on the 18 Plus. They are nice. They are nice looking Brimbos. The only thing I don't like about the 6 spots is like they fade to like a mustardy, gross yellow. It's not a fan. Congrats on the BRZ. It looks great in white. What are your plans with it on the channel? Ooh, Philip, my man. You'll see. I got some stuff. So, with the BRZ, I'll give you guys a hint of what we got going on with the BRZ. Today, I got the cat back on there. That's going to be the next video you guys see. Doing some driving stuff on it. Honestly, it sounds way better than I was expecting it to. The responsiveness of that car is way better. I got the windows tinted on it. I don't really count that as a modification. I've got some OEM JDM parts coming for the BRZ. I have the suspension on the way that gets dropped off this weekend. I've got wheels on the way for the BRZ. I've got a lot of exterior stuff. And then I will drop this one. I'm not 100% certain on this yet because I'm kind of waiting on figuring out tuning software for the BRZ when it comes out. But there is a possibility that the BRZ may be getting a specific type of forced induction. And it may be the first BRZ with this type of forced induction, or the first 2022 BRZ with this type of forced induction. Nothing's 100% set in stone yet, but I am I'm working with a manufacturer, so we'll see. We'll see what comes of the BRZ and some forced induction action, but it may be the first 2022 BRZ with this type of forced induction on it, and I am going to be so excited if it is, because it's gonna make that thing so much fun. But I'm not going to go too much into detail yet because it's still in the works. Planning on selling my car. Is it worth buying new OEM power steering pump or getting one from Autos? If you're selling the car, don't be a D-bag. Get an OEM one. Don't do that to the next owner and toss a third-party power steering pump on there. I didn't mean to say D-bag. That came off sounding very rude. Don't buy a third-party one. They fail all too often. Just buy an OEM one. Do the next owner of the car a favor. Put a brand new OEM power steering pump on there. You can buy them on Amazon. That's where I bought my OEM ones. You can get an OEM one, 100%. Will I be able to get 400 horsepower in a 2012 WRX without having to build block and not blow it up? It's rolling the dice there, my man. You're going to be rolling the dice there. I can't say yes or no on that one. Yeah, every engine's different. I can't say if it will. I mean, you can. People have done it. I don't know how long or if it'll work. It's blower time. Sweet, looking forward to the build. What type of suspension for the Bluebird? The Bluebird is getting coilovers. It's getting coilovers. Probably BC Racing, to be honest, because that's really what's in my budget for what I can afford. Fortunato used to be my go-to for coilovers, but after all the price increases from Fortunato, I can get a set of BC Racing coilovers with Swift springs for the same price that you can get a set of Fortunato 500s. Got you, Will, for sure that. FA20, much less head gasket issue, but the Subaru trademark on Conrad bearing to failure due to oiling is there. And bending a rod. Don't forget that. FA20s love to bend rods. Hey, Speedy, did you answer my question? Sorry if I missed it. I have no idea. Had a coding patient in the hospital I had to run to. I don't even think I saw yours yet, Section 8. I will, glaze through over here real quick and see if I can find it. But I do not think so. I'm all over the place with comments tonight, you guys. I am doing my best and my damnedest to try to get through them. Section 8, I don't even see it in here, unfortunately, my man. If you want to post it back up over here in the real chat, or the real-time chat, because I've got, you know what I'm saying. If you throw it back up over here, I'll keep an eye out for it. Dude, the oil pump can't be the issue. If you don't have oil pressure cranking the car over, that makes no sense to me. The oil pump is not spinning fast, cranking the car on battery. So with the oil pump, brand new, you can have brand new oil pump failures. Even if it's a brand new oil pump, it can fail, it can be assembled wrong, it can have issues. If the pressure relief valve is stuck open, it's not going to build pressure in the engine because the oil relief valve is going to try to just cycle oil back through it, and it's not actually going to build pressure anywhere. So it could be that. It could be a bad gasket behind the actual oil pump. We'll find out. Like I said, I'm 100% certain that it's an oil pump problem. I just don't know what exactly is the oil pump problem. I just know it's going to be an oil pump problem. I think you're sucking up air in the pump. Feed some oil straight into the pump. I've already done that. You guys, I've already done this. I've already pressurized the system manually. I've already done it with the oil filter on and off. I've done it with the oil pan off and the oil pickup submerged in oil in a glass jar to be able to see what's going on. You guys, I have already troubleshooted everything else to the point where the problem is within the oil pump. We know for a fact that the problem is within the oil pump. Oh, yeah. Jimmy, welcome to the well, thank you for subscribing, Jimmy. I don't know if you're in here, but I guarantee you it's 100% the oil pump. I will put money on it. It's not even sucking, so it can't be pressure release. It's something. There's something with the oil pump that is not allowing it to build pressure. Any update on the Evo? +1 on the oil pump bypass being stuck open. I'm saying, you guys, we've already troubleshooted everything else to the point. There's only two things that can stop a car from building oil pressure. That's the oil pickup and the oil pump. We verified the oil pickup is good. It's the oil pump. I guarantee you it's the oil pump. Evo, we got a whole bunch of parts still coming out. Got the crankshaft back the other day from out front, so I have everything to build the short block. I need to order a couple more things to build the head. But the Evo, we're getting there. Like I said, once the STI is done and running, then we're going to jump over to the Evo. One main project at a time. You got to tank the pump off. Disassemble, inspect, and prime. Greg, that's what I'm doing tomorrow, dude. That's what I'm doing tomorrow, man. I'm waiting to take the oil pump off until the new oil pump seals come in. So if you guys haven't seen the updated video, the oil seals that I have behind the oil pump that go up to the engine are EJ25 oil pump seals. That is a different part number than what the Eg33 oil pump seals are. Now, do I know if they're actually different seals? No, I don't. However, those two part numbers for those oil seals are different. From 1998 and forward, they use one part number. From 1998 prior, they use a different part number. A, the thickness on that seal could be different. B, the diameter of that seal could be different. If it's not either of those seals, then it's something within the pump. So the pump's coming off. It's 100% the pump, you guys. There's something wrong with the pump. I did an Evo 9 MR. Ooh, very nice. I'm jealous. I wanted an Evo 9 MR, but those ones are like super, super, super unicorny. Evo is sick. Hey, appreciate it, dude. We got all sorts of good stuff going on with the Evo. Once we get, like I said, once we get the STI up and running, we're going to be jumping on the Evo. I'm excited for the Evo build. It's going to be a fun one. Pressurized from the pickup side or stuck relief side. Busher 2.3 FML. Does the 33 crank fit the EJ25 pump perfectly? Yes, it does. 100% perfectly. The architecture of the EG33 pump... Here, let me pull these up so that way you guys can see them. The architecture between the two pumps are the exact same, with the exception of one thing. Oil pump. Where... These are all EJ25 ones. I am only looking at EJ25 oil pumps right now. Which, that's fine. I'll pull up an EJ25 oil pump. We'll use this EJ25 oil pump right here. And then this one will go EG33 oil pump. If I could spell oil properly. Okay. Let's go down the rabbit hole and I will show you guys exactly what's up. So right here, we have an EG33 oil pump. Now, what the hell? What website have you just taken me to? Oh, of course I closed out of the other tab. EG33 oil pump. Let's all go down the rabbit hole together. EWG? Dude, I cannot type. Why? Alright, so this is an EG33 oil pump. The architecture of this oil pump is the exact same as an EJ25 oil pump, with one main difference. If you look up here on the top of the oil pump, you'll see two spots for crank position sensors. Those two crank position sensors are what reads crank position on an EG33. The oil pump itself is the exact same. Can I plus in here? I can. If you look at the inside diameter of this oil pump right here, you can see that it has the exact same slotting as that of an EJ25. If you go over here and look at this EJ25 oil pump, you can see that that slotting is in the exact same position. All of the mounting holes for these oil pumps are identical. They're same, 100%. Everything about these oil pumps is same, with the exception of just these crank position sensors. So is it a question of, is the pump fitting the actual snout of the crankshaft? Yes, it's fitting 100%. Is everything sealing up properly? Maybe. This pump uses a different seal than this pump on the backside of the pump that mates up to the engine. So it's either this valve right here, which is the pressure relief valve. If that's stuck open... Can I find a backside of an oil pump? Can I zoom out here? Yeah. Let me zoom out here and find... Can I see the backside of an oil pump? Does nobody post the backside? Here we go. So right here is where you have the O-ring that lines up. Let's say that O-ring is either smushed, it's crushed, or something along those lines. If that's the case, all of the oil pressure that's trying to build up right there is going to be leaking out everywhere else. You also have to put gasket maker going all the way around this. That seals the oil pump up to the engine block so that way it's not leaking oil everywhere. Now, if this valve is stuck open, which is this little hole right here, if that's stuck open, it's just going to be building pressure in a consistent loop. And that oil pressure is not going to go anywhere. So the car's not going to build oil pressure if that is stuck open, which I have a feeling that oil pressure relief valve is just stuck open. And if that's the case, we just get a different oil pump, slap it on there, and we're good to go. So now that we have debunked all of the oil pump stuff, I can guarantee you that it is going to be the oil pump. Yes. All right. Control H opens history. So I didn't know that. I genuinely didn't know. I came from using an iMac to a PC, all right? There's a whole bunch of shortcuts on this one I don't know quite yet. Are they the donut-looking seals on the block? Yes, they are the donut seals on the block. However, the part numbers between the EG33 and the EJ are different. Speaking of forced induction, I was asking about your opinion on supercharging my Outback H6. Do it! Raptor makes a supercharger kit with the intercooler for like $5K. Do you think it's worth it for 50% horsepower gain? I mean, personally, if I'm spending the money on it, I think I'd go turbo over that. But if supercharger is the way you want to go, 100%, dude. 100%. Is it worth going from an intercooler for my daily driver if I'm not pushing a bunch of horsepower, 300, 350? Not necessarily. No, I'm gonna say stay top mount. Even though I prefer top mount, stay top mount. Dude, having an RCM pump failure is super rare, but not impossible. I've actually talked to a couple other people that have also had an RCM pump failure straight out of the box. Like I'm not saying it's not impossible, but I'm also saying it's also possible. And if it is a pump failure straight out of the box, it's no big deal. We just get a new pump and we go from there. But we're not going to know until I pull that oil pump off tomorrow. The pump isn't moving oil. If it was, that jar would have been emptied in a few cranks. I 100% agree. 100% agree on that one. Section 8 passed. Question again. I'm scrolling up. Section 8. Right now, I'll repeat it. If the turbo kit I wanted is discontinued in the States, but the company still makes it for non-USDM, do you think the turbo kit... It depends. There's minor differences between USDM and other turbo kits. If you want to risk it and do a little bit of refab on the turbo kit, by all means, you can do that, but don't expect it to be a 100% bolt up on it. Subi Performance in Germany have RCM pump failed one time during first start on a fresh build. So I'm not saying that, like, RCM is very high quality. I'm not trying to knock RCM or anything on this. But I'm also saying that having a pump failure straight out of the box isn't impossible. It happens. It's a stuck bypass Subi performance failure issue. It happens. It's not like the end of the world. We just get a new oil pump and we go from there. Or I disassemble that one and I try to fix the pressure relief valve and then we just put it back on and go from there. It happens. Everything can fail. Mine was smushed. Woo! I'm currently in the same boat. I need EJ25 ones. Smushed. Smushed. I mean, mine could just be smushed too. But yeah, anyways. We'll get it sorted out. It's an oil pump. It's not the end of the world. As you guys saw in the last video, if you watched the last video, you would have seen if the oil pump was actually pumping oil up into the system, as somebody mentioned, that canister would have been emptied of oil pretty quick. It wasn't, the fluid level in that canister wasn't even moving. So if the oil pump can't actually pressurize or pump up the oil to actually move it through anything, it's the pump is the narrow point. That is the bottleneck at this point. So are we past it? Are we past this point? Can we move on from this? We'll get it sorted. We'll get the STI going. We went on a small tangent about oil pump. Someone say oil pump. God damn it. We'll get it sorted. Hey, my tuner said fueling seemed off on my car. AF learning goes -25 before boost. Do you think it's injectors or hardwire kit? -25, I am going to guess vacuum leak to start with. I would start with smoke test and pressure test on the system and go from there. I bought used injectors and hardwire fuse. I would also, if you bought used injectors, anytime anybody ever buys used injectors, highly suggest getting them cleaned before tossing them in your car. I'll start with a smoke test on that one also. A good wastegate for JDM goodies. I can bolt onto my 09 STI hatch. Oh, WEG site. I don't know why I read that as wastegate. Yahoo Auctions, or there's a Facebook group called Top Shelf Rare JDM Parts. Some of the prices you'll see on some of those parts is extremely wild, but they do have a lot of really cool JDM stuff. If your pump is bone dry, you have a problem. Our pump is not bone dry, though. I know our pump's not bone dry. Our pump's not dry. Our pump's not dry. I've already pre-pressurized the system with a hand pump. I know it's not dry. Yep, that just Yep, like differentials being defective straight out of the factory. See, stuff happens. Stuff happens. I'm a day. I'm a day the O word. Is the O word oil pump now? Is that what we're calling it? Let's talk cheese now. No more cheese! No more cheese talk! No more cheese talk. No more cheese talk. I'm actually going to hop off, you guys. I got some more stuff I got to knock out tonight. I got a video I got to start editing for you guys. I got to go finish ceramic coating the BRZ. A couple other smaller stuff around the garage and whatnot. So I appreciate everybody swinging through the live stream tonight. I appreciate all the donos as always, you guys. I will keep everybody updated on the oil pump situation. I will keep everyone updated. What other performance oil pump options are out there for the Eg33? Any EJ25 oil pump. If I do see that the RCM pump failed, I'm just going to buy an IAG one. I can get them pretty quick. They're reasonably priced. I'll get one of those and I'll toss it on there. So I saw an 800 horsepower STI blow engine due to a pinched bent oil line that was kinked. Speed Academy or Race Academy. Did you see that video? I haven't seen that video, but that's why I run stainless steel braided lines on everything. Can't kink a stainless braid. Well, you can, but you really got to bend that thing. Anyways, I got to jump off, you guys. Appreciate all the donuts. Appreciate you guys swinging through tonight. I will catch you guys in the next live stream on Friday and expect some awesome BRZ videos to be coming out as well as diagnosing this oil pump issue on the STI. So with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, homies. Woo! That's the awkward point where I gotta find the end stream button. And just to